Sound check. Hoping you guys can hear me today. This is a good Thursday to try and get what we can on the markets. Please confirm my sound. Perfect, man. Send some pairs, guys, and let's see what we can find. Starting with gold. Okay, so with gold, you can see prices actually heading over to our interesting key levels, which would be this one here on the daily, and then we've got this massive one here at the bottom. So with this one on the daily, I can really see this candle here as a good tier of area. Good tier of area there. And if you just hop into price a bit more, so we can actually go deeper into price here. So you see it's on that level, going to the 15, just so you can have a tighter stop loss range and then take it from there. So we'd look at something along these lines here, then go back into the hourly so you can have a perfect view of what you're trying to do, which is something along these lines. Heading over to the top, and remember, you want price to firstly get into your range at least halfway through, and then put a buy stop and wait for price to trigger going up, adjusting at 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 5 hour, all up to you. But the sooner you can get your pair to break even and start shaving off some partials, the better. So this is how gold would look. Awesome. What's the next pair, guys? I see Lucas wants us to look at UJ, and Boris wants us to look at US 30. Start with the US 30. And this was a massive miss, I must say. Massive, massive miss. Anyway, it happens in the markets, guys. Okay. This is still our daily target to trade from, but you can see just left that range extremely dramatically. So we'll watch the next daily zone and take it from there. There we go. And we'll probably use this one here. We should find something neat in there as our tee off area. If we go deeper into price, yep. So once you zoom into price a bit more, we can use this area here and still take into consideration the other pairs, the other parts here. So we are looking at something like this. So it would look like that. There we go. This will be how we approach the US 30. And remember, this one here, it's still valid. So price could still potentially come down, grab, and then move back up. But once it does get into the stop loss range, that's when you put your buy stops. Don't just enter immediately. You will miss some pairs when you operate like that, but you also won't get kicked out of unnecessary trades, which is something that you need to manage. Manage your bottoms, and the tops will take care of themselves. So that's how you should always look at the market. There we go. And UJ, yesterday was a dramatic one. So this is a typical example of why we use just go into the lower time frames. I'm just going to show you guys why we use stops. So this is how the pair played out. I'm going to go back into say a 1 minute and just basically narrate through it so you guys can understand. So this was the trigger area right here. And when we mentioned that once price gets into this level, you have to wait for 50% retracement here. And then this is where you place your sell stop. So that when price drops, it triggers your trading and goes down. This is exactly why we use stop orders, not limits. Because if you're using limits, you would have got it in somewhere here. And then you'd probably taken out your trade here or moved your stop to break even, but eventually came back and got kicked out. And potentially, if you wanted to go for the second trade, you'd have entered here again, and then you'd have paid your stop loss. But if you use our way of approaching our execution, this trade would have not triggered, because by the time price got here, your stop order would have been placed, and it eventually never actually got activated. So that's why we use stops and not limit orders. So as much as this trade looks like it's massive loss, it's actually one that never got triggered. And for now, for today, let's take a look at this. There we go. I actually don't see much happening, but I see this nice area here where price will eventually come to. So I'll just mark it down as a daily key zone, and we'll watch how it performs when it gets there. For now, the top side, I wouldn't really watch, I wouldn't really recommend. And yeah. GU also got very dramatic yesterday. Now let's go back into the hourly. There's another specific trade. Let's go back into this. oil. So this one could have went both ways. So if you guys use this massive stop loss range, then you'd be safe. But if you use this one here, definitely out. Because now, let me just show you quickly. I've had a stop loss there. So price would have literally just gotten in, went to the 50% mark, and then you would have hit your buy stop, got triggered here, and eventually just tanked. So that would have been a loss for yesterday. Okay, and for today, and remember, stop loss, risk management, and your maximum risk per day is very, very important. Don't just dive in the market without having those in check. This one also wouldn't trade now. I'd actually wait for price to get up to these levels and probably start looking for pair for trades there. Yeah, I'd actually wait for this. I wouldn't trade it now. With this specific strategy, of course. We covered gold there. So if you just go back to the video, you'll see gold there. And that's about it for the day, guys. We don't really have much happening. We'll just be watching these and see how they play out. And if you're in the premium, of course, you will get other pairs and the deeper views. And that's about it, guys. Have an awesome day. Happy trading. And remember to manage your risk. Oh, I didn't see the oil part. Let's just take a look at oil quickly. Oil is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. It's been playing around this range for a minute. And I think probably got triggered at some point. But let's look at the daily and see what we have. Yeah, there's nothing at the top happening. We'll still be operating from the bottom, going up. So we'll still have to wait for price to basically come back into this range and then push up from there based on these structure. But for now, at the top, nothing happening. If you go into the lower time frames, you can see there's actually a range here that price is at. So we'll just have to see how it blows out of the other top or the bottom side and what kind of structure we see, and then we'll take it from there. But for now, there's really not much we can find on this one, especially on the daily key levels moving down. Yeah, happy trading, guys.